Hey everybody! So I've been recording my Spelunky dailies lately, just in case something amazing happens, because I had a pretty good one a while back, and I kind of wished I had recorded it. Here's one that was kind of interesting. It went reasonably well for me. I don't actually get all the way to Yama, or even all the way to Olmec, but I get pretty close, and a lot of interesting stuff happens along the way. So, this is a pretty typical 1-1. Let's see, I never get a jetpack. I do get a Kapala. And yeah, I end up ghosting quite a lot of stuff, so you might be in for some kind of slow bits if you watch this, but most of it's pretty interesting, I think. So right away in 1-2 we have a snake pit, and I find it to the left. Snake pit means Madoc, which means potential for ghosting all the gems in the level. Problem is, I don't have spectacles, and the Ujjayi is not on this level, so I don't actually get a chance to do that. Look at these two spiders, just cozied up against each other. I'm not sure I've ever seen them like that before. Since it's still so early in the game, I'm not really worrying about ghosting those few gems. Found a way up. Neither of those two arrow traps have gone off, so I need to be a little bit careful about that. That one on the left almost screws me over later, but I remember about it just in time. Little spider gets me, but the big one doesn't. It's much easier to fight these things sort of out in the open when you can jump on their head and then get to safety after a jump or two. Fighting them with a whip is very dangerous, so I try to do as little of that as I can. Since I can't see gems, I'm just going to use the Madoc to get all the bits of gold I can out of the walls. Not a stupendous shot, but a decent one. Going that way let me get back up without using a rope. And I have another trick up my sleeve for not using a rope here. There we go. There's actually a little bit of rope shortage in this daily. I had enough, but it was only just enough. Because there was... I don't know, I only had like 10 at the most at any time. I guess we'll find out in a bit. I am aware that the ghost is here and very close to that shop, and I haven't robbed it yet, but I decided not to even try ghosting that gem just because it was in such an inconvenient spot. Wanted to sneak in there and get that crate, but I just didn't have enough time. That situation right there is actually very dangerous, because if you nudge that block even just a little bit left, you can get stuck under it and won't be able to jump up when you want to. And those precious... yeah, I remember this trap hasn't gone off yet, so I have to concoct some sort of plan to set it off. Yeah, those precious fractions of a second can cost you your life if you have a ghost chasing you and you get stuck under a block. So wait, why did I set that trap off again? anytime I have a Maddock, I'm not going to carry to the next level and make sure to use it all the way up unless I've gotten every single bit of money on the level. That could turn into a very bad situation, especially if my Maddock broke right in the middle of doing that stuff, but I got out of it just in time. Right here I'm contemplating whether I want to take that damsel up to the altar or not. I eventually decide that I do. What I wanted to do here was to push that powder box off and have it blow up that big bit of gold there, but unfortunately the snake blood set it off prematurely. After looking around a bit, I do find a way to do this without another rope. I also see that scorpion up there and want to get it onto the altar. I forget for a moment that I have climbing gloves, probably because I just picked them up and didn't really notice what they were. So I was trying to think of a way to get up here, and then I say, well, no, can't get up. But then... oh, right, I'm looking for some object to throw at the scorpion to get it down to me. But then I realize I have climbing gloves and can just get up there. Unfortunately, he hits me, which takes too long for me to be able to get him onto the altar. So, I concoct a new crazy plan. What I want to do is go find an arrow stump and throw it at him to stun him just for long enough to get him onto the altar. So there's that arrow right there. The only thing we can use it on is the snake up there. So that's what I attempt to do. Unfortunately, that happens, and I'm not actually able to get it. It's pretty hard to do even if everything goes right, because I think the stun from the arrow stump is pretty short, a lot shorter than if you just whip the scorpion. I seem to have some trouble picking that gun up. But it is possible to do, I'm pretty sure. There's a Jedi chest. can't remember if I end up taking this idol or not. I want to say I don't. That was a bad move there. Could have been something in that pot that hurt me, but fortunately it was just a gem. I'm not too happy about that arrow being in the cobweb there. There's a bit too much danger that it'll fall on me, and having only 2 health, that would kill me, so I just carefully disarm that trap that I created for myself. I stayed just far enough away from that shopkeeper for him not to see me. There he goes. I was trying to get a shot on him while I was down there, but I decided just to use the spike shoes instead. Interestingly, shopkeepers don't seem to get stunned for as long if you shoot them point blank than if you shoot them from a distance. Occasionally, a bullet won't even just won't even stun one at all. But it seems like shooting them from a distance is better than shooting them point blank, is better than shooting them in the back. Because it seems like if the bullet is traveling in the same direction as the shopkeeper, it doesn't usually stun them. That's what I think I've observed. I'm not entirely sure about that, though. This guy is very masterful at dodging those bullets. Fortunately, those chests haven't been opened yet. I'm trying to keep it that way so I can move them to a more advantageous spot. Because if they're in a corner, and you want to ghost them, you kind of have to do that first thing. Okay, I hit them once. But if they're unopened, you can move them wherever you want to. I think I was trying to actually go for that diamond right away. Yeah, I like to collect them as soon after I've ghosted them as I can, just so I don't forget about them later. At this point, I'm pretty sure that guy can't get out or hit me from where he is. Accidentally giving my shotgun to him. Fortunately, there's another one at the level exit. I'm carrying this shopkeeper over here to attempt to disarm that guy. It doesn't quite work that way. Throwing a body of any type at a shopkeeper will stun them, do 1 damage. Throwing something like a rock will just do damage but not stun them at all. So eventually I decided to just let him live and move on to the jungle. Worm Tongue's a handy way to get rid of the damsel. Get down here and I remember it's a rushing water level, so of course we have to go for Old Bitey, since we're in a good enough situation for it. Health is not so great. I actually get down to 1 health right here, but I do pull it off. That was a close call. That was another one. Fortunately, I managed to disarm him. That was mostly luck. Yeah, there's the other hit. And he never quite finds his gun again. So I can just take my time killing him from a distance. Whoa, kinda. Might have been cutting that one a bit close, too. Bitey's down. And Shopkeeper's down. Trying to clear out any stray piranha that might be left over there. There's still 2 in the upper left. I think we encountered them on our way back up. Yeah, there's one of them. And there's the other. This seems awfully dicey right here. This could have gone wrong in a number of ways and killed me, but fortunately it didn't. I think I considered ghosting that gem, but decided it was in too inconvenient a spot. I like to look at those crates. I'm trying to figure out the way to do it with the minimal number of bombs. What I try to do here is to place a bomb in the lower left corner of that space I just cleared of bodies. Unfortunately, I kind of fail at doing that, but it still works out okay. I think that's the same number of bombs that I would have used anyway. All that for a web gun and a jar of paste that I already had. However, it gets me a handy way to get to the black market entrance, which is right there. Didn't even realize there was a gem hiding under that pile of bodies there. If I had, I would have ghosted it. Since I have a little bit of time before the ghost arrives, I decided to get this damsel out. Ghost's about to arrive. I need to be in the right position, so I just sort of stay here because I don't think I can climb up to the vault quickly enough. Because it's more important that she comes from the right side than that I'm close to where she spawns. Because if I went over here, I'd be on in the left half of the level, and she would have come from the wrong direction. Man, I have no spring shoes or cape or anything. I guess I do have climbing gloves, but very minimally equipped here to be dodging a ghost like I am. Somehow I pull it off, though. I keep thinking about trying to go down here and murdering this shopkeeper, but eventually I decided to just let him have that part of the level. All that's down there was 1 gold bar and whatever loot he was carrying. Oh, 2 gold bars, I guess. First thing I do when I come into the black market is evaluate whether I can take a quick, aggressive approach. Since there is a kissing parlor as the first shop, I cannot because the damsel body often blocks my shots and makes it impossible to kill shopkeepers behind him. So I decided to take a slightly more defensive approach to it. Because if it's the right kind of shop and the platform right in front of you is clear, you can just get in there and start shooting immediately, and pretty much all the time it'll work perfectly. What screws you up is hired hand shops or brothels. That was a close one. Yeah, usually I can just stomp in his head like that since he gets into a too wide space. So as long as I'm in the middle of it and he's going up and I'm coming down, then I'll always stomp in his head. But there are a few things that can go wrong with that. It's much safer to just drop a bomb down there at the right time and get him with it. But I don't like to use bombs or ropes if I can avoid it. And the black market is mine. So there's a Maddock in one of those shops. I go back up and use it to expose a few gems to try to ghost them. With partial success. Damsel first, though. This Maddock, unfortunately, doesn't last as long as I expect it to. I was going straight for little bits of gold before I'd exposed all the gems, but it breaks before I get to quite a few of them. Like right here, I really shouldn't be doing what I'm doing before I've gotten to all the gems. Hired hand corpse just got ghosted. I'm looking at this situation and trying to think of a way that I can get out of it safely. Doesn't seem like there's much I could do there. Yeah, Maddox just broke. I was hoping it would last a lot longer because there were still at least 2 gems left. I think there was a third as well. Yeah, there's those 2 there. Maybe those are the only 2 left. There's also that emerald up in the ceiling that I was never quite able to get at. I think I was considering getting the ghost all the way to the right on the bottom, but I said that's not going to work and just go to collect this ruby and get out of here. I see a Kapala opportunity below me, so I'm thinking about how to get all of those bodies onto it. After all that work, I just go and pick up those gems. Whoops. This is a really dangerous exit. Look at that. Shopkeeper there, spike pit, and man trap standing on the only safe spot. Good luck getting through there if you don't have a proper weapon or something to do to all that stuff. I'm mostly just interested in getting the blood out of these bodies. I'm not actually trying to go for invigoration here, but it doesn't hurt to get closer to it a little bit early. This is the first of 3 times I'll be stunned, floating down very slowly with my cape this run. It happens twice more, strangely enough. I need to remember that when you stomp on something that's standing on top of a gem, you'll be inside the gem's hitbox. Sometimes I can't remember how those work. Oh, another gotcha. If there's a snake standing in front of spikes on the ground, you can always stomp on its head. Oh, look at those gems over on the left. It's kind of interesting. They usually don't form 3 in a row like that. So if a snake is in front of a spike, some spikes, you can always jump on its head safely. You won't ever hit the spikes first. But I found out that's not true for all enemies. I tried to do that with a Tiki Man, and I just ended up in the spikes, and he was fine. So, not everything works the same way. There's just so many little nuances like that in this game that makes it such a great game. I was considering taking that idol down to the altar for a golden monkey, but I decided against it because this level's just a little too dangerous for that. And golden monkey is usually not worth it past the mines. I think you do get a little bit more profit out of it in the jungle, maybe everywhere you do, but it just takes way too long to wait for him to run out of money. Best is if you can do it first thing in a level, and just leave him in a place where he can't get out, then come back at the end and collect all his stuff. But that very rarely happens because, like I said, usually I'll only do it in the mines, and in the mines, if I want to pick up an idol, I'm going to do it the very last thing in almost all cases. This guy has a Madoc, so we can get out quite a few more of these gems to ghost them. It's all about the timing to get that technique right. If you wait until right after he's used his shotgun, then it'll be on cooldown, and you can sneak in there and get a shot off and stun him if you do it just right to take over his shop like that. Here I am again going for little bits of gold instead of the gems. I don't know why I'm doing that. Still, good grief. Go for the gems, guy. Oops. I really want to find a way to ghost all four of these, but I can never quite make it happen. They're just in such an awkward place. I get them all exposed, at least. Thank goodness for spring shoes. That was a close one. I don't know why I did that way. Might have been accidental. So I think now it's just that one sapphire on the right and the pile of gems on the left. So I'm trying to find a way. I'm mining this little tunnel because I was thinking I could get the ghost into the upper left and drag her down through all of those gems. I can't quite make that work. Oh yeah, that ruby there. Forgot about that one. Look at that tiki trap just floating there. I don't know what it is that makes it possible for them to do that, but just once in a while they won't break when the block under them is broken out. From here, I just want to race down there as quickly as I can. Get into the little nook I dug for myself. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite quick enough. I probably could have done that if I'd given it a second try. So I was trying to think about getting the ghost to the lower left and then going above, but decided that wasn't going to work. So instead, I just go in there and collect those gems and leave. Well, no, that's right. I was trying to dig a new tunnel there, but the Madoc broke. If it hadn't broken, I might have been able to do it, but just wasn't worth it after that. I wasn't counting favor for some reason during this episode, so I wasn't sure how close I was to invigoration. I managed to stay just short of it, apparently. That Yeti might be the only thing I sacrifice in this level. I hate those falling platforms. I always just take them out as quickly as I can. I was bringing it over there just in case there was a big gem inside, so it would be in a better place for ghosting. I see some threats to the altar, so I decided to take care of them before I move on to anything else. And make sure this UFO can't blow it up, and make sure the mine can't either. That went well. He even gave me a gun. You know, I really wish you could go to the worm during the daily challenge and not lose as much money as you do if you do it. Because I really like going to the worm. But it's just such a... you just get so much more money if you don't, so it's not the optimal way to do it. Not really sure what I'm trying to do here. I think I'm trying to move that UFO... Oh, I remember now. I wanted to move the UFO to a position where I could jump on it and get up above without using a rope, but that just wasn't going to be possible. Then I realized I can just jump up there. Making a jump along the wall all the way to the right is actually possible without a shotgun, but it's very hard to do. That one's not going to happen. Not really sure what killed that damsel. Probably the explosion up above that destroyed that ice structure there. I enlist a little bit of UFO aid here for breaking into this vault. If you're patient enough, you can destroy blocks in a pretty controlled way with these guys. But it is a little bit dangerous. So Shopkeeper can get out now. Not sure what exactly I'm doing right here. I think I'm trying to... yeah, that's right. I'm trying to get him to destroy that other block, but the Shopkeeper gets out and shoots me, but fortunately, that UFO shot managed to stun him. So that was a fortunate series of events. I should have died there, honestly, but luckily I didn't. What do I opt to use a bomb there instead of trying to... whoa! Messed up on that mine, got a skull instead. Instead of trying to use mines. There might not have been enough in the level. With that Penguin's blood. You can kill the little critters with bodies if you don't have a shotgun or something else handy. Feels like the ice caves always take so long if I manage to get to it, just because it's like one, well, I guess kind of 2 levels longer than everywhere else, and I usually spend a lot of time in it because since there are so many mines around, it's and it's so wide open, it's very good for ghosting, so I do it on pretty much every level. But as a result, I'm just stuck in the ice caves for such a long time. It's actually very rare that I get to the ice caves during a daily challenge. It's... I don't know. I think my way of playing is fairly risky. So I take a lot of risk and try to get a lot of reward. Rewards are infrequent, but when they happen, I can have some pretty good runs. Oh, that's right. There's like no gems in the wall in this level for some reason. I'm looking for them, and that's the only one I can find. Since I have extra mines, I just use them to blow up gold. I forget I've already whipped that guy twice. Whoops. Right into my pocket. While I'm waiting for the ghost to get these emeralds, I'm looking at that sapphire in the lower left, thinking about what I'm going to do about it. There are ways to get it, but they're all a pain. I butterfingered that one. For some reason I wait a really long time here until the ghost is almost to me, then at the last second I decide to set down my shotgun and have to reposition it, then whip it over there, just to make it a little quicker. I guess that wasn't really the last second, but I don't know why I didn't just do that in the first place. Hoping the ghost is far enough to the left that I can get the sapphire like this, but unfortunately she is not. So then I'm thinking, how am I going to get around her? Just gotta go all the way to the other side. That should be far enough up. I don't know why I thought I would be able to actually climb that rope from there. I decided to try it just in case I would be able to, but no. And for some reason I use it to get back over here. I guess that saved me a little bit of time climbing up that right wall. I was kind of hoping that UFO would happen to hit the shopkeeper all the way over there, but it didn't. Managed to do a pretty good job on him there. 3 of his gold pieces flew off the edge, but 1 landed on the platform over there. I'm looking around to see if there are any gems I've missed in the walls, and there really are not. So I decided to just leave. The mothership's become one of my favorite levels. It's a lot of fun. Oops, just killed a damsel. It's a lot more challenging than most of the other levels, but if you know how to manage it, it's pretty enjoyable. Just have to know which explosions you need to worry about and which ones you don't. There's the second time this happens. I think that shot from the Alien Queen actually isn't an insta-kill. I think it does 10 hearts of damage. I'm pretty sure I've survived it a few times. Of course, it does stun you, so you're likely to die right afterward if you do get hit by it, but sometimes you're lucky and you don't. This is a pretty safe spot, all things considered. Just need to make sure not to shoot at the wrong time. See how those force fields are pushing the gems away? Kind of interesting that they do that. Kind of a puzzle as to how to get out of this situation. This looks pretty bad, but I do manage to escape. That shopkeeper eventually finds his way off the bottom of the ship, I think. There he goes. I didn't really have a plan there, but somehow I managed to actually make that work. That's another spot where I really technically should have died. Those things are entirely too dangerous to leave there. So if you get caught in one between it and a block, you're just gonna get squished. I almost decided to shoot again there, but the ghost was just a bit too close. I have no idea what I was shooting at there. And there we go. All gems turned into diamonds. Just have to collect them and get out. I saw one fall down here somewhere. I'm looking for it, but I don't see it down here. That's because it's up there. For some reason I decided to try to blow that thing up, even though I know I can't. Alright, so this level and the next are going to get completely destroyed by the plasma cannon. Finally we get a pitcher's mitt in that shop. I didn't have one up until now. As I realize here when I'm trying to throw this Yeti at the UFO, it doesn't make it. I try so hard to get this damsel, but just at every turn it slips out of my fingers. Amazingly, he jumped down to that spike place and survived, but I couldn't get back up to him to pick him up quick enough. The plasma cannon is just too dangerous an item to have in your hands when you're just trying to clear a level. That's why I leave it at the entrance right away, and use less powerful weapons for most of the time there. Just so I'll have a little bit more mobility, because you really have to prepare before you fire it, and I don't have time to prepare when I'm trying to clear all the threats in a level. Gems and gold have different properties when you blow them out of the wall. Gold will actually, if the explosion is too close to it, it'll fly in the direction of... that was actually intentional. I'm trying to blow a hole through there so I can climb up. Gold will fly away from the explosion, but gems will just fall straight down no matter what. If your explosion is far enough away from the gold, it'll just fall straight down. But like right there, it wasn't, so it went flying all over the place. I mostly just want to get this mine out of here because it's a little too dangerous to have it flying around and hitting me in the head if I accidentally blow it up with a plasma cannon blast. I've died a few times trying to do what I just did there. If I'm accidentally not facing in the right direction, you have to be very careful to be sure you're not facing the wall you're against. Nope, not getting any of that. Or that. I could have gotten that sapphire if I'd put a rope under it and then bombed it right as the ghost was flying through it, but I want to save my bombs for the City of Gold. Which is coming right up. There's a rare temple shop. This shopkeeper manages to get me in a pretty bad position right here. I was hoping he'd get hit by that tiki trap, but didn't think that was quite going to happen. More bombs to the City of Gold. Not quite maxed out, but close to it. Trying to get him in the face with this plasma cannon, but I just never quite manage it. See that little pause I did right before I shot? I was just making extra sure I was facing the right direction. Because playing with an Xbox controller, the stick can sometimes kind of bounce back and turn you around when you don't want it to. So it takes some careful control just to be absolutely sure you're facing the right direction. If you want to shoot something, there needs to be at least, you need to be at least in a 3-block wide space, like at, right up there, where that little bit of gold is. It's pretty hard to get to a good spot, but if I were on the left side of that wall there, I'd be able to blow it up safely. Anubis handled. Now the vault guy. Now this one I do manage to actually get in the face of the plasma cannon. Also lucky enough to stomp on him. Boom! Got him! That's the second lucky shopkeeper stomp of this run. Or maybe the third. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of luck involved here. Like I said, I usually don't even make it to the jungle during dailies. Oh! There's the third time that happens. No! Don't crush my stuff! Didn't think quite quick enough to fire a plasma cannon blast at it before it had gotten to all the gems. I think I was planning on going over to the right and whipping those gems over, but I decided not to leave the plasma cannon there as I did it. Threw that down there just in the off chance it would hit the other shopkeep and disarm him. This is one of the more time-consuming parts of a run that's going as well as this one is, but also one of the most enjoyable. I really wish I could keep the plasma cannon for longer. I guess if you do some amazing stuff with some hired hands, you could manage to take it to the City of Gold, but that's hard to do. Apparently one technique is to leave the robot locked so that you can get him at the end of the mothership and just take him with you very carefully for the next couple of levels so that he can carry the plasma cannon through the door in this level for you. That requires modifying your Spelunky save file each time you play so the robot remains locked. And I haven't decided to go to the trouble of doing that just yet. I don't know, I would assume that doesn't work on the daily. Yeah, that can't possibly work on the daily. Because everybody's going to get the same level generation regardless of what characters they have unlocked. That's also a technique frequently used in eggplant runs. I've never made a serious attempt at one of those. It's just too much luck and too much really hard stuff going on. That was another lucky shopkeeper escape. I, once again, didn't really have a plan going down there. Level's looking pretty sparse. I was spending all that time trying to get that to the left when there was a perfectly good space to the right where I could do it. You gotta be careful with those locusts. I think they can actually block your plasma cannon blast if they jump at just the right time. Although actually, I feel like that might have changed in the most recent version of Spelunky. I'm not entirely sure. I know I have seen it happen, but I'm not sure how long ago that was. Screw doing it the hard way, we're using the rope. It's funny I wait for that, I wait that long to take out that tiki trap. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. For some reason I just didn't really think of it as a serious threat, even though those things killed me countless times. I think I decided to just leave those two little bits of gold all the way at the top there, and move on. I've been in this level for long enough. There's a million. I want to keep the scepter until the end of the level so I can hit the shopkeeper with it and get a shotgun on the way out. There's just way too much lava around though, so I decided to blow some of it up and get a gem at the same time. Once again, just not thinking the tiki traps is a threat for some reason. Going slowly here to make sure I don't run into the shopkeeper prematurely. There he is. I try to place a bomb here so it'll blow up both the lava pit and the gem, but somehow it ends up in mid-air. I think that was one of those weird things where if you turn around in the same frame as you throw an item, the item will actually go backward, and sticky bombs do some funny stuff when that happens. I think I only have like 2 or 3 gems sitting in the level waiting to be ghosted, so we'll get out of here pretty soon. I almost don't see this emerald behind the pillar here, but then I notice it as I go by. Pretty well camouflaged. That lava pouring down in the background has always made me nervous. I keep feeling like it's going to damage me, but it's safe, despite appearances. So we're in here with 80 bombs. Things are looking pretty good. For some reason I decided I wanted to kill this mummy with arrows as much as I can. I don't have enough of them to kill him all the way, but I at least managed to hit him with 2 of them. This one just refuses to go in though. So eventually I just give up. I've had the opportunity to do this in the City of Gold a few other times, take it all down with bombs, that is. If you're in that situation, you want to very carefully, you have to be very strategic about it, because even 99 bombs isn't enough to destroy all the blocks in here. And you have to think about saving a few for the Olmec fight and for Hell later. That looked like a horrible situation, but fortunately something fell on that mummy and killed him. I would have been dead there otherwise. I decide I want my shotgun now more than I want to ghost that one ruby. It's trying really hard not to pick that up. So yeah, I'm just trying to pick all the spots where I'm going to be able to blow up the maximum number of blocks with each bomb. Tiki traps are great because if you take out the block below them, normally they'll get destroyed too. So I try to never bomb tiki traps from the top in the City of Gold. Those things, however, are worth taking out no matter what it takes. Just because they'll crush your money, and probably you, if you leave them where they are. Whoops, meant to set that down. I was hoping the ghost would be coming from the right, but she did not. That's a real good spot right there. Get lots of blocks with one bomb. Could have gotten one more if I positioned it right, but close enough. I believe this is where I end up dying. I do something stupid with the mummies here, and don't get out in time. So I bomb through this... Oh, okay, well I don't do it yet. But yeah, that's the spot where I'm gonna die. That's a nice solid chunk of blocks. Lots of gold to be had in there. I want the ghost high here so I can go under her. That's why I'm jumping so much. Should have killed those mummies and I had a chance right there. That was a close one. Surprised I didn't die right there. Yeah, here it comes. They're spitting flies at me, which cuts off my escape route that I was planning on using down there. So I try to go over the ghost, but I don't have enough time. So that's kind of a sad ending. But hey, I got $1.2 million. And that landed me first on the leaderboards. I'll have to check later in the day and see how that holds up. But anyway, that was a fun one. I'll show you any other notable runs I happen to have.